through the silent trees like a warning breath. The old Riverside Park began to reveal the secrets it had buried for decades, and a young night guard named Aaron stepped through the rusted gates, unaware that this shift would pull him into the darkest hours of his life, because the townspeople had long believed the park was cursed. Yet no one ever spoke about why. And as Aaron walked past the broken swings and the graffiti-covered benches, he felt the air grow heavier, like something unseen was watching him from the edges of the shadows. And he tried to shake off the fear, but the lights above him flickered and then steadied, as if trying to communicate something wordless and grim. And when he reached the abandoned fountain at the center of the park, the water, which had stayed dry for years, suddenly began to ripple with a silent glow, and Aaron stepped back as a strange cold swept across the ground, freezing the leaves under his boots. And in that moment, he heard the faint sound of children laughing, but the laughter was twisted like it came from throats that no longer remembered how to live. And the swings began to move on their own, slowly at first, then violently, as though invisible hands were pushing them higher and higher, and Aaron raised his flashlight, but the beam weakened like the darkness was swallowing the light itself. And when he turned, he saw a figure standing near the old carousel, a small girl with long hair covering her face, wearing a torn white dress stained with dirt and something darker. And she did not move, she did not breathe. She simply stared at him with a stillness that felt ancient and wrong. And Aaron called out to her, but his voice broke halfway as the carousel behind her jerked to life, its music playing in a warped tone that stretched across the park like a scream buried in melody. And the wooden horses began to spin faster, their painted eyes cracking open to reveal hollow black pits. And Aaron felt the truth settle inside him. This was not a haunting born from tragedy. This was a trap designed to keep the living lost forever. And the girl lifted her head, slowly revealing a face with empty eye sockets and a wide, unnatural grin. And she raised her hand, pointing behind him. And when Aaron turned, he saw dozens of shadowy figures rising from the playground, their limbs bending in impossible angles as they crawled toward him, their whispers filling the air with words he could not understand, yet somehow felt in his bones. And Aaron ran toward the exit, but the path stretched wider and longer with every step, as if the park itself was shifting, twisting, reshaping to keep him inside. And he stumbled near the fountain, where the water now rose like reaching fingers, and he felt them pull at his ankles, dragging him closer to the glowing surface. And Aaron screamed, fighting with every breath, until he grabbed a fallen branch and swung wildly, breaking the hold long enough to crawl out of reach. And as he forced himself to his feet, he repeated one single thought over and over: I will not die here. And the moment he reached the gates, the entire park fell silent. The lights shut off, the carousel stopped, the laughter ended, and the girl vanished, leaving only the cold memory of her empty face behind. and Aaron collapsed on the sidewalk, gasping at the sudden return of normal night air. And when he looked back, the gates slowly creaked closed as though sealing themselves, and he understood the truth. No one should ever enter that place after dark, because the park was not haunted, it was hungry, and it would wait patiently for anyone foolish enough to return.